She texted, "Hey, I need 2 months no contact for my healing." I replied, "Take it." Then I notarized a storage inventory, moved her boxes to a secure unit, and transferred the utilities back to her name. The moment the power shut off, her healing ended with a panic call. I, 29 male, got an interesting text from my girlfriend Sloanie7 3 weeks ago. We'd been together for 2 years, living together for the last 10 months in my apartment. Here's the backstory. I've been renting this place for 5 years. 2-bedroom, decent neighborhood, rent controlled at $1,400 a month. When Sloan moved in, we agreed she'd cover utilities and groceries since I was covering rent. Seemed fair. Utilities ran about $200 to $300 monthly. Groceries maybe $400. Way less than half the rent. Things had been weird for about a month before the text. She'd been distant, spending lots of time at her friend Jade's place, coming home late from her yoga teacher training. When I'd try to talk about it, she'd say I was projecting my insecurities and blocking her growth journey. Then, Tuesday morning, while I'm literally making her breakfast, she sends me this text. Not says it, texts it. From the bedroom. "Hey, I need to talk to you about something important. I've been doing a lot of inner work with my spiritual advisor, and I've realized I need space to complete my healing journey. I'm requesting 2 months of no contact starting today. This means no texts, calls, or interactions. I'll be staying with Jade but keeping my things here since this is temporary. Please respect my boundaries during this crucial time. Namaste." I walk into the bedroom with her omelet. She's already packing a bag. "You're serious?" I ask. She doesn't even look at me. "My therapist says you'll probably resist this. It's normal, but if you really love me, you'll give me the space I need to heal." Heal from what? From codependency, from toxic patterns, from us. "So we're breaking up?" She finally looks at me, annoyed. "No. God, why do men always think in such binary terms? I just need space. 2 months, then we can reconnect from a healthier place. And you'll keep your stuff here?" "Well, yeah, I'm on the lease." Narrator, she was not on the lease. "I need you to respect this boundary," she continued. "No contact means no contact. Don't text, don't call, don't show up at Jade's. I'll reach out when I'm ready." She grabbed her bag and headed for the door. Stopped, came back, grabbed the omelet and left. I sat there for a good 10 minutes, just processing. Then I said out loud to my empty apartment, "Take it." And that's when I started planning. Update 1. Y'all asked for updates, so here we go. First thing I did after Sloan left was document everything. Took photos of every room, every item of hers, created a detailed inventory. Downloaded our entire text history. Screenshot her Venmo transactions showing she hadn't paid for utilities in 3 months. Yeah, forgot to mention that detail. Wednesday, I called my landlord, Robert. Good guy, owns a few buildings, we've always been cool. "Hey Robert, quick question. Is Sloan on my lease?" "Who's Sloan?" "My girlfriend who's been living here." "Oh, the yoga girl?" "No, she's listed as an authorized guest." "Why?" "She moved out. Temporarily," she says. "Wants 2 months of no contact to heal." Robert laughed. Actually laughed. "Kid, I've been a landlord for 30 years. When they say they need space to heal, they're already dating someone else." That stung, but I pushed through. "Can I remove her as an authorized guest?" "It's your lease. Send me an email, I'll update the records." Done. Thursday, I went to the utility companies. Here's where it gets interesting. The electricity and internet were in my name, but I'd added her as an authorized user so she could handle issues if needed. The gas and water? She'd actually transferred them to her name months ago without telling me. The electric company lady was helpful. "So you want to remove the authorized user?" "Actually, I want to transfer the account to her. She's taking over the apartment." "Oh, okay, we'll need her consent for that." She already agreed. Here's her email. I showed her the text about keeping her things there and being on the lease. That's not really consent for utility transfer. "Oh, well then, I guess I need to cancel my service. I'm moving." "We can definitely do that. When would you like it disconnected?" "End of the month." That gives her 2 weeks to set up her own account. Same conversation with the internet company. The gas and water? Already in her name. Perfect. Friday, I started packing her stuff. Carefully, respectfully. Each box labeled, contents photographed, her yoga mats, her crystals, her essential oil collection that had taken over the bathroom cabinet, Her clothes, her books about finding your authentic self, her vision board that, ironically, had a picture of us in the relationship goals corner. Found something interesting while packing, a journal. I didn't read it, I'm not that guy, but a sticky note fell out. Jade's handwriting. Remember, he's just your safety net until Micah commits. 2 months should be enough time. Micah, her yoga instructor, the one who was just helping her perfect her form. Saturday, I rented a climate-controlled storage unit. Month-to-month lease, $150. Moved all her boxes there. Got everything notarized, the inventory, the photos, the receipt showing the unit was paid through the end of the 2 months she requested. Then I sent her an email, not a text. She said, no texts, right? Sloan, respecting your request for no contact and space. Since you've moved out, I've packed your belongings safely and securely. Storage unit details will be provided when you're ready to reconnect after your healing period. The apartment remains available for your return once you've signed a sublease agreement. Wishing you peace on your journey. Update 2. The first 2 weeks were quiet, suspiciously quiet. I'd unfollowed Sloan on everything, respecting boundaries, but my buddy Colton still followed her Instagram. He sent me screenshots and holy hell. Her posts were all about choosing herself and breaking free from toxic situations. One post literally said, sometimes you have to leave people where they are and focus on your own elevation. If they're meant to be in your life, they'll do the work to meet you at your new frequency. The comments were gold. So proud of you for taking space. He doesn't deserve your divine energy. Your practice has been so much stronger since you released that dead weight. Dead weight. I'm paying rent for an apartment storing exactly 0 of her belongings, and I'm dead weight. Day 10, things got interesting. Colton texts me a new screenshot. Sloan posted a story from what was clearly Micah's apartment, recognized the exposed brick wall from his YouTube channel where he does yoga for digital nomads or whatever. Caption, grateful for spaces that nurture growth. Jade commented, get it girl, he's probably crying into your pillow right now. Jokes on them. I'd bought new pillows, the hypoallergenic kind, since I'd been sneezing for 2 years, not realizing I was allergic to her lavender-scented everything. Day 14, the big day. End of the month. 8 p.m. I'm playing Call of Duty with Colton when my phone starts buzzing. Not texts, calls. From Sloan. I don't answer. No contact means no contact, right? She calls 8 more times. Then Jade starts calling. Then a number I don't recognize. Probably Micah's phone. Finally, a voicemail. What the hell did you do? The power is off. The internet is off. I came to get some stuff and nothing works. This is illegal. You can't just shut off utilities. I live there. Call me back now. Then Jade leaves one. You're seriously messed up, you know that? Sloan is going through a spiritual awakening and you're playing petty games? She has rights. We're calling a lawyer. I texted Colton. They're at the apartment. Bro, didn't you say she wanted no contact? Me. Guess her healing required my Wi-Fi password. Update 3. The next morning, I woke up to 37 missed calls. Not texts because she was still respecting the no contact boundary by only calling. Make it make sense. I didn't respond, but I did check the apartment building's Facebook group. I'm still a resident for 4 more months, after all. Sloan had posted, urgent, does anyone know why the power and internet would be shut off in Unit 3B? The landlord says I'm not authorized to get information. This is my home and I'm being illegally evicted. Any lawyers in the building? Robert, beautiful Robert, responded. Miss Sloan, you are not now, nor have ever been, a tenant in Unit 3B. The authorized tenant has informed me you've moved out. If you're having utility issues, perhaps contact the utility companies to establish service in your name. Her response, I never moved out. I'm temporarily staying elsewhere for mental health reasons. Robert, ma'am, you texted the tenant that you needed 2 months of no contact and would be staying with friends. That's called moving out. She deleted the post. That afternoon, I get an email from her. Subject line, urgent, response required. This is formal notice that you are violating my rights as a tenant. I have established residency through the following. Receiving mail at this address, Amazon packages count, personal belongings on premises, where are my things? Verbal agreement to share expenses. I bought groceries sometimes. Intimate relationship with leaseholder, irrelevant but whatever. I demand immediate restoration of utilities and return of my belongings. If these demands are not met within 24 hours, I will pursue legal action. Also, this is not breaking no contact, as this is a legal matter, not personal communication. Sincerely, Sloan. I forwarded it to my buddy who just passed the bar exam. His response, LMO, oh, she really said Amazon packages establish tenancy? Tell her good luck with that. I crafted my response. Sloan, your belongings are safely stored as detailed in my previous communication. You requested 2 months of no contact and space to heal, which I'm respecting. Regarding utilities, the electric and internet accounts in my name were closed as I no longer reside there full-time. You're welcome to establish service in your name. Gas and water remain active as they're already in your name. The apartment is available for your return under a proper sublease agreement with standard tenant obligations, respecting your healing journey by maintaining the no-contact boundary you established. Her response came in 12 minutes. I cannot establish utilities without being on the lease. You know this. My reply, then perhaps you should have considered that before moving out. Storage unit information will be provided at the end of your requested 2-month healing period. 31 days remaining. Update 4. Things escalated fast after the utility situation. Sloan tried a new tactic. She sent Micah to the apartment. Yeah, the yoga instructor she was definitely not hooking up with showed up at my door Sunday afternoon. Hey man, he said, trying to do that bro handshake thing. We need to talk about Sloan. No, we don't. Please leave. Look, I know you're hurt, but this is getting out of hand. She just needs her things. Her things are safe. She can get them in 31 days when her no-contact period ends. Bro, be reasonable. She needs her work laptop. Interesting. She told me she was taking a sabbatical from work for her healing. His face did this twitch thing. Yeah, well, she needs it for meditation apps. Meditation apps on her work laptop. Look, just give me her stuff and we'll leave you alone. Can't do that. Legal liability. Only Sloan can claim her belongings, and she requested no contact. He stepped closer, puffing up. Don't make me. Make you what? Assault me on camera? I pointed to my video doorbell. Please, make my day. He deflated and left. 20 minutes later, Sloan emails again. Micah says you were aggressive and threatening. This is harassment. Also, I need my laptop for work. I lied about the sabbatical. Happy? I'm still working because someone has to be responsible. I didn't respond, but I did check something. Called her company's HR. I knew the number from when she'd made me call in sick for her multiple times. Hi, I'm trying to return some equipment that was left at my apartment. Laptop and some other devices belonging to Sloan. Oh, yes, we've been trying to reach her. She hasn't returned company property since her termination 2 weeks ago. Can you bring it to our office? Termination? Yes, job abandonment. She stopped showing up 3 weeks ago. No call, no show. We had to let her go. Interesting. So she got fired before she asked for no contact. I emailed Sloan. Your company contacted me about returning their property. I've coordinated with their IT department for pickup from the storage unit. They'll be in touch about the termination paperwork you haven't completed. Her response was immediate. You had no right to contact my employer. Former employer. They contacted my landlord looking for you. I was helping return their property. I'm going to sue you for everything. For storing your belongings safely and returning stolen company property? Good luck. Radio silence for 12 hours. Then at 2 a.m., the real panic set in. Please, I need my things. I can't afford a lawyer. Micah's roommate is coming back from abroad and I can't stay there. Jade's boyfriend is fed up with me being there. I have nowhere to go and no job. And my things are in storage, and I can't even afford to get the electricity turned back on, and the gas bill is overdue, and I didn't respond. No contact means no contact. Final update. The 2-month mark is still 3 weeks away, but this story has reached its conclusion. Last Tuesday I get a call from Robert the landlord. Hey kid, thought you should know. Your ex showed up at my office crying, asking to be added to your lease. Said you two had reconciled. We haven't even spoken. I figured, but here's the thing. She's 3 months behind on the gas bill. They're shutting it off tomorrow. Remember how she'd put the gas in her name without telling me? And apparently hadn't paid it in months while I thought she was handling utilities? Also, Robert continued, she said she's been staying in the unit. Is that true? I haven't been there in 3 weeks. She has no key. She told me you gave her one. Check your records. I only have 2 keys, both in my possession. Turns out she'd been climbing in through the unlocked bathroom window. The one she always complained about me wanting to fix the lock on because who's gonna climb up 2 stories? Robert was not amused. That's breaking and entering. I need to evict her. She's not a tenant. Just call the cops. Already did. Wednesday morning, Colton sends me screenshots from Sloane's Instagram. It's a rant about narcissistic exes and financial abuse, and the system protecting abusers. But the best comment was from Micah. Stop posting about this. You said you were single when we started dating. This is getting weird. Oh, she told him we'd broken up months ago. He thought he was dating a single woman, not helping her cheat. The comment section exploded. Jade tried defending her, but even she seemed confused about the timeline. Someone from Sloane's former job commented, "Didn't you say you quit to travel with your new boyfriend? Why are you saying your ex financially abused you?" The post was deleted within an hour. Thursday, I get a text from an unknown number. "This is Sloane. I'm using Jade's phone. Please, I need help. I'm sorry about the no contact thing. I was confused. Can we talk?" I didn't respond. Friday, she sent one final email. "I know you hate me. I get it. I messed up. Micah dumped me when he found out I lied. Jade's sick of me. My parents think I'm having a breakdown. I just wanted space to figure things out with Micah, without feeling guilty. I didn't think you'd actually give me space. I thought you'd fight for me. For us. I thought you'd beg me to come back, and I could use that to show Micah you were controlling. Instead, you just let me go. And took everything with you. The storage unit wants $150 for next month, and I don't have it. I'm starting a new job next week at a coffee shop. Can you at least let me get my work clothes?" I did one last thing. I prepaid the storage unit for 1 more month and emailed her the access code. Added one line, "Unit is paid through next month. After that, it's your responsibility. Your healing period officially ends in 19 days. Please respect the no contact boundary until then." She didn't wait 19 days. She got her stuff that afternoon. According to the storage facility, yeah, I made friends with the guy working there. She came with some dude in a pickup truck. Not Micah. Not anyone I knew. Probably someone she met on Tinder that morning. She loaded everything up, complaining the whole time about what a psycho I am. The storage guy told me she said, he actually thought I meant no contact. What kind of person does that? "The kind who respects boundaries," he replied. She left behind one box. The one with all our photos and memories. The storage guy asked if I wanted it. I told him to toss it. It's been a week now. I'm still in my new place. Yeah, I actually did move. Signed a lease on a nice 1-bedroom, no roommates, no drama. Sloane's tried reaching out through multiple channels. Instagram, LinkedIn, even tried to Venmo, request me $50 with the message, "For the pain you caused." I declined the request. The last I heard from Jade, who messaged me to apologize for her part in everything, Sloane's living with her parents, working at that coffee shop, telling everyone I emotionally manipulated her by taking her boundaries too seriously. But here's the kicker. Micah posted a YouTube video called "How to Spot Emotional Manipulation in Relationships." It's 45 minutes of him basically describing his relationship with Sloane without naming names. My favorite quote. "When someone tells you they need space, but gets angry when you give it to them, they don't want space, they want control." The video has 200K views. Sloane commented from a fake account, "This is about me, isn't it? Really professional, Micah." He replied, "This video is for educational purposes based on common behavioral patterns. Any resemblance to specific individuals is coincidental." Someone replied to her comment, "Girl, if you think this is about you, that says more about you than the video does." So yeah, she asked for 2 months of no contact to heal. I gave her exactly what she asked for. Turns out what she really wanted was 2 months of me paying for her apartment while she test drove a new relationship, keeping me as a backup plan. Instead, she got what she actually asked for: space, distance, and the opportunity to heal without any of my toxic support like free housing and covered utilities. Funny how healing becomes a lot less appealing when you have to pay for it yourself. Eat it. Since everyone's asking, yes, I kept all the documentation. Yes, she's tried making new social media accounts to contact me. No, I don't respond. And yes, Robert the landlord gave me a great reference for my new place. He actually wrote, best tenant I've had in 30 years. Handles problems with grace and documentation. Edith, too. The gas got shut off at the old apartment. She never paid the bill. Robert had to pay it to get it turned back on for the next tenant. He's considering small claims court. I'm staying out of it. But I did forward him the screenshots of her claiming she was handling utilities. He said it's the most organized evidence file he's ever seen. My spreadsheet game is strong. What can I say? She texted, I accidentally started a fire and burned down your childhood home. Insurance will cover it though. The house wasn't insured yet. I'd just inherited it 3 days ago. I replied, accidents happen. Then I discovered she'd done it deliberately to force me to move into her apartment. When the arson investigation report came back, original post, I, 38 male, am sitting here in a motel room, still smelling like smoke, trying to process how my girlfriend of 18 months just destroyed everything that mattered to me. 3 days ago, my grandmother passed. She left me her house, the one I grew up in after my parents died when I was 12. The one where she taught me to cook, where we built that treehouse out back, where 30 years of memories lived. The text came yesterday at 3:14 p.m. while I was at work. Veronica, babe, I'm so sorry. I accidentally started a fire at your grandma's house. I was trying to surprise you by cleaning and knocked over a candle. Fire depth came, but it's bad. Don't worry though, insurance will cover everything. My hands went numb. I called her immediately. No answer. Called again, straight to voicemail. Raced over there. 40-minute drive felt like hours. The house, what was left of it, still had fire trucks parked outside. The entire second floor was gone. First floor was a blackened shell. The treehouse in the backyard, somehow untouched, looked like it was mourning too. Fire Chief Morrison pulled me aside. You the owner? Yeah, just inherited it 3 days ago. Your girlfriend said she had permission to be here? I gave her a key last week to water the plants while I dealt with funeral stuff. He nodded, making notes. She said it was a candle accident. We're investigating. Standard procedure. You'll need this report for insurance. Right, insurance. My stomach dropped. Hadn't transferred the policy yet. Grandma's coverage ended when she died. I'd planned to call State Farm tomorrow. Found Veronica at her apartment later, crying dramatically on her couch. Her roommate Bethany was comforting her. I'm so sorry, she wailed, throwing herself at me. I just wanted to help. I know how hard this week has been. It's okay, I heard myself saying. Accidents happen. She pulled back, mascara streaming. You're not mad? I'm in shock. Just give me time to process. Of course. Hey, you can stay here. We practically live together anyway, and now that the house is gone, it's perfect timing to make it official. Something in her voice. Too bright. Too eager. Maybe. I need to handle insurance first. Already called them for you. Left a message saying it's urgent. You called my insurance? Just trying to help, babe. Went back to the motel. Something felt wrong. Really wrong. Then I remembered. Veronica had been pushing hard for me to move in with her. Even before Grandma died. That old house is too far from downtown. Maintaining it will be expensive. We should get our own place together. And 2 weeks ago when I told her I was inheriting it and planning to move in, but what about US? I don't want to live in some creepy old house an hour from my job. Logged into my Ring doorbell app. The camera was one of the few things that survived, being mounted on the detached garage. Started scrolling back. There she was. 2:47 p.m. Walking into the house with a red gas can. Update 1. My hands were shaking as I watched the footage. Veronica, clear as day, walking into my grandmother's house carrying a gas can at 2:47 p.m. She came out at 3:08 p.m. without it. At 3:11 p.m., smoke started visible from the windows. She stood in the driveway, watching for a full minute before calling 911. I downloaded everything, backed it up 3 times, emailed it to myself. Then I called my buddy Craig, who's a cop. Need you to see something, I said. Met him at a Denny's, showed him the footage on my laptop. His face went dark. This is arson, man, clear as day. I know, you need to report this. Tonight, I will. But first, I need more proof of motive. Craig raised an eyebrow. The footage isn't enough. I want her to hang herself, completely. Went to Veronica's apartment that night, acting normal. She was all over me, so supportive, so loving. Made me dinner, kept talking about how we decorate our place. I cleared out half my closet for you, she announced proudly. And look, I even made a Pinterest board for how we'll decorate. I scrolled through it, pretending to be interested. Then I saw it. 3 weeks ago, she'd pinned an article, How to Convince Your Boyfriend to Take the Next Step. This is nice, I said carefully. When did you start planning this? Oh, just recently. After the fire, I realized it's like the universe telling us to move forward together. Right, the universe. Let her pour me wine. Let her cuddle up to me, even kissed her goodnight, all while recording everything on my phone in my pocket. I'm so glad you're not mad about the house, she whispered. It was meant to be. Yeah, meant to be. Next morning, while she was in the shower, I went through her phone. She'd left it unlocked on the nightstand. Her text with Bethany from yesterday. Bethany, did you actually do it? Had to. He was never going to leave that moldy old place. Girl, you're crazy. What if you get caught? I won't. He's too upset about his grandma to think straight. Besides, insurance will pay for everything. Win-win. This is insane, even for you. Desperate times. That house was the only thing keeping him from moving in. Problem solved. Screenshots. All of them. Sent to my phone, then found her search history. 2 days before the fire. How hot does fire need to be to destroy a house? How long before fire department responds? Rural area. Accidental fires. What do investigators look for? Gas can purchases traced. She bought the gas can with cash at a station 30 miles away. Found the receipt in her purse. Photographed that too. When she came out of the shower, I was dressed and ready to leave. Where you going, babe? Insurance office, then police station. She went white. Police? Why? Standard procedure for fires. Need the report for claims. Oh, right. Of course. Want me to come? No need. Rest up. You've been through a lot. The smile she gave me. So relieved. So satisfied with herself. Update 2. Filed the police report that afternoon. Detective Riley took one look at the ring footage and immediately called the arson investigator. Ma'am, we need you to come down to the station, they told Veronica over the phone. She called me, hysterical. They want to question me. Can you believe it? Like I'm some criminal. Just tell them what happened, I said calmly. About the candle. Exactly. The candle? You'll vouch for me, right? Tell them it was an accident? I'll tell them exactly what I know. She showed up at the station in her best innocent outfit, sundress, cardigan, minimal makeup. I was already there with Detective Riley, watching through one-way glass. They started easy, asked her to walk through what happened. I went to clean as a surprise for my boyfriend. He's been so sad about his grandmother. I lit a candle for the smell. The house was musty. Then I knocked it over, reaching for something. It caught the curtains and spread so fast. Which room were you in? The living room. That's interesting, Riley said, pulling out photos. Because the fire originated in the basement, according to our investigators. Accelerant was used. Gasoline. That's impossible. Also interesting, we have doorbell footage of you entering with a gas can. The mask slipped for just a second. Pure panic. Then she rallied. I was bringing gas for the lawnmower. James asked me to. Riley looked at me through the glass. I shook my head. Mr. Thompson says he never asked you to bring gasoline. He must have forgotten. He's been so stressed. We also have your text messages, Miss Coleman. Your friend Bethany was very cooperative. That's when she knew she was done. But instead of confessing, she doubled down. You don't understand. That house was ruining everything. He was going to leave me for a house, a stupid old fallen apart house. I did this for US. So you admit to setting the fire? I want a lawyer. Well, that's your right, but you should know Mr. Thompson provided us with extensive evidence. Your search history, the gas can receipt, the messages with your roommate, and a recording where you admitted the fire was meant to be. She looked at the mirror, knowing I was behind it. James, tell them you understand. Tell them we're in love. You said accidents happen. You said it was okay. I stepped into the room. I said accidents happen. This wasn't an accident, Veronica. You set me up. No, you burned down my grandmother's house, the house where I grew up. The house with every photo album, every keepsake, every memory of my dead parents and the grandmother who raised me. For what? Because you wanted me to move into your apartment? It was supposed to be covered by insurance. No one was supposed to get hurt. Detective Riley stood up. Miss Coleman, you're under arrest for first-degree arson, insurance fraud, and destruction of property. As they cuffed her, she screamed at me. I did this for you. For us. You'll never find anyone who loves you like I do. I really hope that's true, I replied. Update 3. The entitlement escalated immediately after her arrest. Within hours, her mother Gloria was blowing up my phone. How dare you have my daughter arrested? She made a mistake. She's a good girl who loves you. She burned down my house, Gloria. She was trying to help your relationship. You're too attached to the past. A real man would understand. A real woman wouldn't commit arson. I'm calling my lawyer. You're gonna pay for this. Your daughter is facing 5 to 10 years. Maybe focus on that. Then came the social media campaign. Bethany, the roommate who'd flipped immediately when cops showed up, suddenly grew a spine online. My bestie is in jail because her toxic ex couldn't let go of a moldy old house. He tricked her into confessing. Free Veronica, toxic masculinity. Some of Veronica's friends started sharing it. The narrative was that I'd emotionally manipulated her into making a mistake and then vindictively had her arrested instead of working through it like adults. My favorite comment from her cousin, that house was probably worthless anyway. Insurance would have overpaid. He should be thanking her. Then Gloria tried a new angle. She showed up at my motel at 11 p.m. drunk. Please, she slurred. Just drop the charges. She's my only daughter. She didn't mean it. She loves you so much she went crazy. Gloria, go home. I'll pay for the damages. How much was that old dump worth anyway? 20,000? 30? It's not about money. Everything's about money. Name your price. Your daughter destroyed the only thing I had left of my family. There's no price for that. You're being dramatic. It's just walls and a roof. Good night, Gloria. She left screaming about how I'd ruined her baby's life over nothing. But the real entitlement came from Veronica herself. She called from jail the next day. Baby, I need you to bail me out. Absolutely not. What? But I'm your girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. You burned down my house. I did it for you, so we could start fresh. You're being so ungrateful. Ungrateful, right? When I get out, we need couples counseling. This whole thing has shown me we have communication issues. I actually laughed. Veronica, you're going to prison. Stop being so dramatic. First offense, I'll get probation. Then we can work on us. There is no us. You don't mean that. You're just upset. Look, the house was old anyway. Your grandma was a hoarder. I did you a favor cleaning that mess out of your life. I hung up. Her public defender called me 2 days later. Miss Coleman wants to make a deal. She'll plead guilty to a lesser charge if you agree to speak on her behalf at sentencing. No deal. She's also requesting you return her belongings from your motel room. What belongings? She says she had clothes, jewelry, and electronics at your place. My place burned down, with all my belongings. If she left anything there, she destroyed it herself. She means the motel. She's never stayed at my motel. She has nothing here. She insists you have her grandmother's ring. Her grandmother is alive and lives in Florida. Nice try, though. The lawyer sighed. Between you and me, this is the most entitled client I've ever had. She genuinely doesn't understand why she's in trouble. Update 4. 3 weeks after the arrest, things got worse. Veronica made bail. Gloria put up her house as collateral. First thing she did? Showed up at the remains of my grandmother's house while I was there with the insurance adjuster. What are you doing here? She demanded. This is my property, Veronica. You're violating the restraining order. I came to get my things. What things? I left a box in the basement when I was cleaning. The insurance adjuster looked confused. Ma'am, you need to leave. Not until I get my property. There was jewelry in that box worth thousands. You mean the basement you filled with gasoline and set on fire? I asked. She actually had the audacity to look offended. I didn't think it would burn everything, just enough to make the house unlivable. The insurance adjuster's eyes went wide. He started recording on his phone. Veronica, stop talking, I said. Not for her benefit, for the evidence. No, you owe me. I invested 18 months in this relationship. I decorated your apartment. I planned our future. I burned down a house for you. Keep going. The prosecutor will love this. She realized her mistake. I accidentally, the candle. Ma'am, the adjuster said, I need to report this conversation to the police. Veronica ran to her car and peeled out. The restraining order violation got her arrested again that evening. But she wasn't done. From jail, she had Gloria file a civil suit against me for emotional distress, breach of promise, and unjust enrichment. The claim was that I'd promised to marry her, she'd made investments in our relationship based on that promise, and I was now profiting from her absence. The unjust enrichment claim was my favorite. She argued that since insurance would pay out more than the house was worth, it wouldn't because I wasn't insured. I was actually benefiting from her crime. My lawyer Kurt laughed so hard he cried when he read it. This is the dumbest lawsuit I've seen in 20 years. They know there's no insurance, right? I told Gloria multiple times, let me handle this. He filed a countersuit, wrongful destruction of property, intentional infliction of emotional distress, trespassing, harassment. Asked for $1.2 million, the value of the house, the contents, and punitive damages. Gloria called me screaming. You're suing US? After everything you've put us through? Your daughter burned down my house. On purpose. It was a cry for help. She needs therapy, not prison. Should have thought of that before committing arson. Drop the lawsuit and we'll drop ours. No. See you in court. The criminal trial was set for 2 months out. In the meantime, Veronica kept escalating. She violated the restraining order 3 more times. Twice by having friends approach me with messages, once by creating a fake social media account to harass me. Each violation added to her charges. Her lawyer begged her to stop. She didn't. Final update. The trial was quick. The evidence was overwhelming. The ring footage, the texts, the gas can receipt, her confession at the police station, her admission to the insurance adjuster, her search history. It was a prosecutor's dream. Veronica took the stand against her lawyer's advice. She tried to paint herself as a woman driven to desperation by love. I just wanted us to start fresh together. James was stuck in the past, hoarding his grandmother's junk. I did what I had to do for our future. The prosecutor destroyed her on cross. You researched how to commit arson. I was curious. You bought gasoline 30 miles away with cash, for privacy. You texted your friend that you had to burn the house. It was a joke. You stood and watched it burn for a full minute before calling 911. I was in shock. From the accident you planned for 3 weeks? She started crying. Not pretty tears, angry, frustrated tears. You don't understand. He was going to choose that house over me. A house. I'm a person. I matter more than some old building. So you destroyed it? Yes, and I'd do it again. He should be grateful. I freed him from that burden. Her lawyer put his head in his hands. The jury deliberated for 45 minutes. Guilty on all counts: first-degree arson, insurance fraud, destruction of property over $500,000, criminal mischief. At sentencing, Gloria stood up to speak. Your Honor, my daughter is a good person who made one mistake. She's never been in trouble before. Prison will ruin her life. The judge looked at her notes. Mrs. Coleman, your daughter planned and executed arson. She destroyed irreplaceable family heirlooms and photos. She showed no remorse until caught. She violated her restraining order 4 times. She admitted on the stand she'd do it again. This isn't a mistake. It's a pattern of entitled, destructive behavior. Veronica got 7 years. She screamed when they announced it. 7 years? For trying to save my relationship? As they led her away, she yelled at me, I hope you die alone in that burned house. No one will ever love you like I did. Gloria tried to attack me in the parking lot. Craig had to restrain her. She's now facing assault charges. The civil trial was even quicker. Gloria couldn't afford a real lawyer after paying for Veronica's defense. She represented herself and tried to argue that I'd entrapped her daughter. The judge awarded me $1.2 million. Gloria's house, the one she'd put up for Veronica's bail, had to be sold. They're both bankrupt. But here's the thing. I don't care about the money. It won't bring back my grandmother's handwritten recipes. It won't restore the height marks on the kitchen doorframe from when I was growing up. It won't return the last voicemail my mom left on the old answering machine I'd saved for 26 years. Veronica took all of that from me because she felt entitled to control my life. I'm rebuilding on the same lot. Smaller house, simpler. The tree house is still standing. Turned out Grandma built that thing to survive anything. Sometimes I sit up there with a beer, looking at the new foundation being poured. My new girlfriend, Emma, met her at grief counseling. Her ex destroyed her father's classic car collection during their divorce. Asked me if I regret not just dropping the charges, avoiding all the drama. She burned down my family home to manipulate me into moving in with her. I said, what would she have done next time she didn't get her way? Emma nodded. Mine sugar-bombed 3 restored Mustangs because I wouldn't quit my job to be a stay-at-home wife. These people don't stop. They really don't. Got a letter from Veronica last week from prison. Somehow she still doesn't get it. James, I've had time to think and I forgive you for overreacting. When I get out, we should talk. 5 years with good behavior isn't that long. I'll wait for you. We're meant to be together. P.S. You owe me for my grandmother's ring that burned in the fire. $5,000 should cover it. Her grandmother called me yesterday, by the way, from Florida, wearing all her rings. Wanted to apologize for her granddaughter and daughter both being complete idiots. I told Gloria not to bail her out, she said. Girl needed to learn consequences 50 tantrums ago. The house should be finished next month. Already installed the best security system money can buy. Cameras everywhere. Fireproof safe for the few photos I have left. Grabbed them from my apartment before all this started, thank God. Sometimes I drive by Gloria's old house, the one she lost because of Veronica's bail. New family lives there now. Kids playing in the yard. Normal people living normal lives without committing felonies over relationship issues. That's all I wanted, a normal life in my grandmother's house. Instead, I got a front row seat to the most expensive tantrum in history. But hey, at least I found out who she really was before we actually moved in together. Imagine if I'd discovered this level of entitlement after marriage. Or kids. Silver linings, I guess. The contractor just called. They found Grandma's cast iron skillet in the rubble, somehow intact. Things survived the Chicago fire, according to family legend, and now it survived Veronica. Maybe I'll use it to cook dinner for Emma tomorrow. New memories in a new house, built on the ashes of what an entitled woman thought she could take from me. She took my past, but she didn't take my future. And she's got 7 years to think about that.